Good morning. It's Tuesday, September 6th. Well, some people in Maine are saying that Maine is going to become a lobster processing powerhouse and take away some of the market share from Canada. We wanted to take a look at this. In fact, the lobster processing business has been very difficult for the last few years. You can tell that simply by looking at the number of companies that have gone out of business or ceased lobster processing. For example, in Canada, the former Polar Foods, owned by Ocean Choice International, ceased processing lobster altogether, and they were the largest in PEI. Also in PEI in the last couple of years, Mariner Seafoods has gone into bankruptcy, and also a native-owned company that started up Minigu Fisheries also failed. All of this goes to show that there's a lot at stake in the lobster processing business, and it requires a lot of financial strength to maintain yourself in that business consistently. Some of the more successful companies have been some of the Orion companies and Cape Bald Packers, for example. So there is a premium to getting to be a large processor. Now, in Maine, a lot of these companies haven't got there yet, and they're going to have to be finding new markets. Darden, owner of Red Lobster, single-handedly developed the North American processed lobster market away from canned lobster when it sought a source of lower-priced lobster meat and tails other than warm water lobster. Their demand opened up the large-scale lobster processing business in Canada to begin doing frozen tails, raw tails, and lobster meat. And currently, of course, the U.S. Accounts for about 97 or 98% of all lobster meat sales, both in Canada and the U.S. So these main companies are coming into a business that requires a lot of skill to successfully navigate. The idea that simply processing more lobster will raise prices in Maine, I think, is totally unrealistic. The fact is that Maine chooses to harvest the bulk of their lobsters when they are primarily in poor condition, having just shed their shells in their summer molt. But this also coincides with the tourist trade in Maine, which is the mainstay of Maine's live lobster business. The reason a lot of Maine lobsters go to Canada for processing is because they're not suitable for long-term holding or shipping. It takes a hard-shell lobster for that market, and most of the Canadian lobster production is in the season where hard-shell lobsters are what's produced. So it's not a simple matter to say 2 plus 2 is going to equal 4 if Maine processors say, and Maine lobster fishermen say, well, now that we're doing processing in the state of Maine, our prices will rise. They won't. Lobster processing is really designed to take that portion of lobsters that cannot go in to the live shipping market and turn them into value-added products. It's only when these value-added products are short and markets are tight that this then impacts the value of the lobsters going for processing. Currently, I would have to say that the lobster markets are steady, and any hope of a sort of bonanza or windfall in Maine might be premature. In Lexington, Mass., this is John Sackton.